Hello, hummingbirds. Thank you for joining me for yet another video on HBN channel. I hope that you are safe and I hope that you are well. Now, it's just awful when we hear about young people losing their lives for no good reason. And today's story is about a young man by the name of Taj Chong from Jamaica. He was just 20 years old and he had big dreams and high hopes, but all of that came to a halt when he was killed on Tuesday, July 25, 2023. Now, I'm going to read an article for you so that you can get more details about this story. But before I continue, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell as well so that whenever we post a new video, you will be notified. And now, the details. Jillian Campbell, a public relations executive, has vowed to stop at nothing to ensure those responsible for the brutal murder of her 20-year-old son, Taj Chong, on Tuesday night are brought to justice. "I am empty, angry, and distraught. I have no purpose," she said during an interview at her home on Wednesday afternoon. "I am not going to stop until I get to the bottom of it. My son is not in a gang or anything like that. He was my little sweetheart," she said, her lips trembling as she spoke. Around 9 p.m. Tuesday, Taj, who was in the process of setting up his own business, went to a store near where he was staying with his sister in the Mona area in St. Andrew. On his way back home, he was attacked. He later succumbed to his injuries at hospital. He turned 20 in April. He was aspiring to be a business owner. He was in the process of purchasing equipment and was going to start a car detailing service. He was on the verge of starting that business. He was merely making a trek to make a purchase on the road at a nearby store. From my understanding, by what I was told by numerous people, it was after he left the store and was walking back to his sister's house in the Mona area in the vicinity of Mona Road that he was pounced upon. From he was a child, he always agreed that material things don't matter. If someone stops and they take a phone or a wallet, it doesn't matter because all of those things can be replaced. When he got older, I think it was maybe a year ago, he said, "Mommy, I still believe in that, but if someone has taken something from me and they're proceeding to harm me, I must defend myself." And I believe that is what happened. He saw that his life was in danger and he tried to defend himself, Campbell said. According to Campbell, who has been corresponding with the police, there was an eyewitness to the stabbing and hopefully that the person will be of assistance in finding the perpetrator swiftly. Sources said that closed-circuit television cameras in the area may also have picked up the incident and expressed hope that it will be useful in guiding the police investigations in the matter. "I have given a commitment to the police that I will not impede the investigations, but my son's death is not going to go just like that. I am going to get to the bottom of it and I will not stop until I find out who that perpetrator is, if it is the last thing I do," Campbell vowed, adding that Chung, who attended Jamaica College, was quiet, unassuming, and artistic. He drew very well. He was also into graphic designing, which was kind of like a hobby for him. He designed 2 logos for me. He also sang well, and I used to always encourage him to pursue a career in singing. I told him I could make him into a star, but he never wanted his mother as a manager. He was my only child. His father has 1 other child. They are almost born on the same date, 1 year apart. She was born April 5, 2002, and he was born April 3, 2003. His sister can't speak right now. My hope is that the police will run a thorough investigation and that they take this case seriously. And my hope is that my son's murderer will not walk free, she said, angry and disappointed that she did not get to see him before he took his last breath. By the time I got to the hospital, he was already on the operating table, and I was only in time to see the doctor come out and share the news. I didn't get to see him, and that hurts me because my baby was afraid and I wasn't there. He was probably wondering where mommy was, she said, breaking down in tears. Nicole Kellyman, a very close family friend who knew Chung from he was a baby, described him as a sweet child who was very creative and loved his mother. He got his creative side from her. As a child, he was extremely loving. He was very respectful, and it was something I admired in terms of how he dealt with others and how much he had respect for his elders. Words won't be able to describe the kind of loss this is and in the manner in which he was lost. We are definitely hoping for a speedy resolution to what happened, and that people who knew what happened would come forward to share the information so that we can get to the bottom of this. I don't know how we will be able to cope with this situation. His mother is surrounded by friends and family, and we continue to give her as much support as possible. Wow, this is a really sad story. A young man, 20 years old, just 20 years old, and he had so much ambition. He had the whole world. He had the world was his oyster, really, and he was working towards his future. He wanted to start his business, and he was suddenly cut down by unknown assailants. We don't know who did it. We don't know the reason for it, but police continue to investigate it, and I hope that they'll be able to find out who took this young man's life. And I'll end on that note. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well so that you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. And if you've stayed with me this long, you must like something. Hit the like button and share this video as well. Thank you for your support. Until next time, stay safe and walk good.